Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a pretty big story coming out of just the League of Legends world. I guess it's an LEC story since it is involving Upset. He did have some quotes recently from a recent live stream talking about his future, talking about some of his thoughts about what's going on, whether it's, staying with Fnatic, whether it's staying in Europe, and potentially whether it's coming to North America. And there is some really big, interesting, pretty fascinating quotes, and I really agree and like, especially as an NA fan, especially as a North American, a lot of the things that he's saying. I think there's some really interesting stuff for us to dive into, and it might give us some insight into what Upset is thinking about, what his future career plans are. So this got on my radar because Dot Esports tweeted out that Upset explained how joining a team in NA in the future is still not out of the question. You can still try hard over there. You can try to win the split and make it work. You can still try to be the best, even if you go to NA. So we're going to be diving into this article, taking a look at some of the clips from his live stream, and seeing exactly what he has to say in this video today. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you guys have not already, please take a second and smash that like button. I would appreciate it so much. It really does help me out with that YouTube algorithm, just getting my channel, my content, my videos out to more and more people. The support we've had recently has been insane. This month, like month over month, our views are up, our likes are up, our comments are up, our engagement's up, everything is popping off. It's all thanks to you guys. Also subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content so you guys don't miss out on anything we got going on in the future. I believe the offseason starts like May 24th, so that's going to be crazy. MSI, all this stuff going on. You guys don't want to miss out. With that being said, let's get right into this. I did think that right below the top comment, I'll drop a like on it, was that this is from Esports Wombat. He did say that C9 Perks are proof if he dominates at MSI, the NA retirement home meme is no longer valid. And I do believe that. I believe what Perks has done this year has really done a lot of good for the LCS and for NA as far as like getting imports into the country and into the LCS and showing them that you can come to NA, you can make a ton of money, you can still compete for titles. If you're on the right team, if you play, well enough, you can still go to MSI, you can still go to Worlds. Like, he's making so much money. He's making more money than all the players on G2 right now. And he's got a better shot at winning MSI than anybody on G2 as well. He's left G2, and overall, the biggest thing he was going to be giving up was, one, leaving his family and friends in Europe, and two, a shot at international results and stuff, and that's what people would say. Well, so far, he's making a ton of money, growing his brand, growing his name, and he's at MSI, and G2's not. So there might be something to this whole LCS thing. That doesn't mean you can't stay in the LEC and still do amazingly. Obviously, like the Mad Lions players, I'm sure they're happy to be in Europe right now, but if you're a G2 player, if you're a Rogue player, if you're some of these guys, maybe making triple, quadruple the money over in NA might be the move. I don't know. It's at least something to think about. So let's get into this article. Dot Esports did a really nice write-up. He said Fnatic's upset reflects on his career. Every year it seems more stupid not to go to an American team. So obviously, historically, there has been some talks and connections between TSM and Upset. For whatever reason, those talks never went anywhere. Upset never came to TSM, whether it was because TSM wasn't offering enough money, TSM wasn't interested, Upset wasn't interested, who knows? But now he's saying every single year he's thinking about it a little bit more. Every year it starts to make more sense coming to North America. Now this could mean TSM specifically. This could mean another team. CoreJJ is about to get his green card reportedly. Would Upset want to go to a team like Team Liquid once they have an import slot open? Would they replace Tactical with Upset? That would be kind of interesting. TSM, Power of Evil, is reportedly close to getting his green card. Then TSM's going to have a new import slot. Would Upset go to TSM? Would TSM replace Lost with Upset? Most likely, that could be another interesting position. Who knows? We'll see exactly, but let's see what exactly Upset has to say a little bit more. So after another disappointing split, Upset has found himself in a familiar situation. The German AD carry, who has never quite lived up to his high expectations, reflected on his professional League of Legends career in a recent stream. So yeah, I mean, that is what sucks. He's on Fnatic. He made it to a big name organization. He's ready this is a team that made it to Worlds last year, made it to the knockout stages, almost knocked off Top Esports. He wants to go to Worlds. He's ready for some of that international performance, success, competition himself. And his first split with Fnatic, he's an MVP candidate. He absolutely pops off, and his team finishes 5th in the regular season. His team finishes 5th in the playoffs. That's got to be a little bit frustrating. That could be where more of these NA talks come in, because if he is taking a pay cut and still not making it to Worlds, still not getting these international opportunities, that's got to be a little bit frustrating. So, from Schalke in 2017 to Fnatic in 2020, Upset has quickly risen up the ranks. 21-year-old has yet to step foot on international soil, though his career choices have reflected his ambition to compete at the highest level. But if he had other priorities and money, and money was more of a factor, he admits joining a team in America would be the sensible option. So let's take a look at this Twitch clip. We'll pull this up on YouTube, I guess, real quick. And
you should assume that
say.
every EU team is paying worse than the NA teams that pay a lot, yes. For top tier players, if I would have went to NA like any off season, like every time I could have probably earned at least 3 times, I would think, or 2 times 0.5.
That's pretty crazy. He says every time he's had a chance to go to NA, he could have got at least triple the money, if not 2.5 times the money. I mean, that is pretty crazy. That seems like obviously a big jump. Also, I'm just now realizing that I'm in the wrong cam, so we'll piece on over to this one. My thing was a little bit messed up there. But yeah, pretty crazy that he's saying he could have made that much more, 2.5 to 3 times more. That is a significant amount of money that he's been passing up each year to stay in EU with the hopes of one, again, staying close to his family, friends, everything he's ever known, but 2, the hopes of international success. That is the big draw that EU has over NA. They do better at international events. They have better teams. They have better players. They have better performances. But Upset has not been getting to feel that part of it so far.
Not saying I'm not happy with what I'm getting in Europe, but it is very huge difference there. And at some point, you might start to think, what am I trying to do? Is this really worth it? Trying to win every time and facing so much frustration and in the end not even going to Worlds and stuff. When you think you're so good and you could get something else for your life. But
yeah, I mean, so to me, this is crazy that Upset is saying this stuff. Again, he has one split in to a 3-year deal with Fnatic. This guy is signed to Fnatic for the long term, and for him, after one split, to be talking like this, he's like, you know, you could maybe think these things, and then goes on to rattle off. It sounds like exactly what he's thinking. It sounds like he's probably even a little bit frustrated, not only with just Fnatic, you know, it's not only to blame on Fnatic. He's frustrated probably with himself, with how, you know, the Fnatic situation has gone, but then also just frustrated in general that he keeps making these sacrifices. I mean, sacrificing 2.5 to 3 times his salary. You guys can complain whatever you want about, oh, that he should be loyal to EU. He should. If any of you guys got a double to 2.5 times to 3 times triple the salary offer, I think most of you would be taken. I think I would take that. I mean, I'll go to Europe for triple the salary. Yeah, for a couple years or whatever. I think most people would take that. And again, yes, you can say that the international performances are different, but it wasn't too long ago that, you know, this is 3-4 years ago, Korea was the most dominant region in the world, and it looked like Europe was never going to have a chance to compete for MSI or Worlds titles ever. Things change quick. Yes, NA is significantly behind these other regions right now. They do not have to be forever, just like Europe was significantly behind these regions at one point. Things can change very, very quickly. Just because Europe is on top right now, that does not mean they're going to be forever. You know, we have Mad Lions going to MSI this year. Well, let's see how they do. I think G2 has really, really been carrying the LEC the last couple of years. We'll see how a new team does on top. We'll see if they're able to live up to G2's past international performances. If they can make an MSI final, they can win MSI, something like that. And if not, then all of a sudden they're getting much closer to North America. And again, offering much less money, half to 1/3 of the salary. And again, it does sound like Upset is very, very frustrated. It sounds like he is considering these things more and more. It sounds like in this next offseason, he's going to be getting some North American offers. And if this next split doesn't go good for Fnatic, if this next split doesn't go good for him, it sounds like more and more the Upset might be leaving Europe. He might be heading over to North America. I just think this is really, really interesting stuff to hear from him. Again, he is just one split into a 3-year deal, and he's already having these thoughts. He's already having these frustrations building up. We'll see what happens in the future.
yeah, I think it's worth it. It's a chance I take, and it didn't work out so far how I imagined it. It didn't work out terribly either, I must say, but yeah, every year it seems more seems more stupid to not go to an American team and try. You can still try hard over there, and try to win the split and make it work. You know, you're still competing, you're still playing the same game, you're still trying, can still try to be the best even if you go to an A. It's just a different, I guess, different priorities. Yeah, of course you still can earn very above average money in EU to basically every other job.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, he's still getting good money. He's still getting paid. But when you think of the lifespan of esports careers, you got to think we are seeing short, very short careers. We are seeing these guys, yes, they're making a ton of money, but they're making a ton of money for 5, 6, 7 years. Some of them, if you're lucky, you know, hopefully you get to 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And you have a very, very long life. Yes, being rich or being wealthy or whatever you want to consider these guys at a young age is awesome, but that money is not going to last you forever. If you make $300,000 for a couple of years, and you want to live a nice lifestyle and you want to live it up and stuff, and then you go to make way less money for the rest of your life, that's not going to last you forever. If they have a short window of 5, 6, 7, you call it 10 years to make a bunch of money, and you can be making triple, that's going to last yourself even longer. That's going to last your family, your friends, everyone that you want to support around you, whatever, any kind of lifestyle you want, your future family, your wife, girlfriend, husband, whatever, it's going to last you guys so much longer. And getting that money while you have the chance is a big thing. You know, if this was a 20, 30, 40 year career, yeah, I would say, you know, it doesn't make too much difference. But for some of these guys, this esports money they're getting right now is not going to last them for the rest of their lives. And the more money they're able to make, the more money they're able to get, if those offers are out there, they're not going to be there forever for a lot of these guys. You know, some of these people are getting huge offers one off season, and then the next off season they can't even find a team. I mean, think about like how far a guy like Broxa fell off so fast. He was on the top of the world, a world's finalist, and now all of a sudden, what, 2 years later he's on CLG? Like, you know, life comes at you fast in general, but especially in esports. So I definitely get what Upset's feeling. I definitely get what he's thinking. But again, that big quote there, that every year it sounds more stupid to not go to an American team. That is pretty crazy. That is very, very interesting to hear him saying. That's just what they kind of talk about in the rest of this article. You know, he's narrowly missed going to Worlds a couple of different times. He thinks it's worth it. But going overseas and joining an NA team in the future is still not out of the question for Upset. Yeah, like you said, you can still be the best. You can still try hard. You can bring that attitude. You can bring that mindset and your gameplay over to North America and help the region improve, help the players improve, help the teams improve, and just make a lot more money doing it. And so far for a guy like Upset, it would be for similar results. Or you know, if the LCS is an easier league, you can have an easier time going to MSI, an easier time going to Worlds, and then still having a chance. Because at the end of the day, when you go to an international event, you don't need your league to be good. You just need your team to be good. If you are able to level up your team so much, you can go have results at MSI. You can go have results at Worlds. And it won't matter how good the rest of the league was. To an extent, you still have a chance and an opportunity to prove yourself, and it sounds like that's what Upset's looking for, and it sounds like you wouldn't mind making a little bit more money as well. So you know, we've heard the TSM Upset rumors before. They always just kind of got brushed off. They always just kind of got shrugged away. But all of a sudden, they're becoming way more legit. They're becoming way more real. This is definitely a story I'm going to be keeping my eyes on as we go forward. Maybe not right now, but definitely into next offseason. That is pretty much it for this video today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I would really appreciate you guys dropping a like on this video. Leave a comment down below. What do you think Upset should do? Should he go to Team Liquid? TSM? Should he stay in EU? Should he go to a different EU team in Fnatic? Is Fnatic the problem? Is Upset the problem? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!